Film is literature. We're here. What's up, James? How are you, buddy?
I'm good. We're back. We're back. I'm
We are
well.
back.
Well, back in North Carolina. Yep, back.
That's yes. You're back in the homeland, the great old
hmm
state of North Carolina. I like it.
The gray old state. Yes.
Yes,
At
dude.
least
We
for
got to.
today. At least,
Yeah. Well, we got to try to find time to hang out if you're here for a couple of days.
yeah, I'll be here. I mean, I can't play no pool. I haven't played pool in like it's in like ages.
Well, that's
Um,
all right. I don't play either. I'm just a tournament director.
yeah, but if you see the way I went up to Smoking Q on Monday, slid
Nice.
bass real quick, and oh my god, I missed like a wide open shot. Like I was horrible.
Dang. You should have told
Yeah,
me you was there, man. I would have came up.
it was one of the game time decisions.
I
Um,
got you.
I was riding back from somewhere and I said, let me stop past while the family not looking for me. So
Makes
that's what I
perfect
did.
sense.
Yeah,
All right,
You
dude.
know.
So we got a good movie here. This is our first one I think we've done in about 3 weeks. Is that the last time
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
one?
Yeah, I think you were out on travel.
Yeah, I was in Vegas
And
1 week, and then last
yep,
week I just don't think either one of us could really find time to do it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
But
we picked a good
but
movie, man. I think we picked a good one. We stuck with the same game plan basically. I just chose a movie that was on the top Netflix list, and we picked the 2018 Clint Eastwood movie, The Mule.
the mule, yep.
James, yeah, tell us what you knew about the movie before you watch it. Like, did you know anything about it at all?
No, I only thing I knew back in 2018 that they had this movie out. However, Clint Eastwood was now that I saw the movie, I remember them saying he was directing this movie. So he was a director and main character of this movie, which is
Yep.
probably hard in itself. But I think it was well, we'll get into how well it was put together. But the
Yeah,
mule
he's done
is
that
self
though.
evident. Yeah,
He's done that though for like his last couple movies. I feel like
yeah. I
it's been
think
like
it's
good production. Yeah.
I think I think it's the vision, right? The only way you can kind of do your vision is to do it yourself. He's a good enough actor to pull that off. He's not a B actor, you know what I mean? So he's been doing this for years.
Yes, and this was the first movie he had done in 6 years though. The one he did previous was Trouble with the Curve, the baseball movie.
Mm, okay, yeah,
Yeah, I literally knew like almost nothing about this movie at all, dude. Like
right.
I heard about the mule. I was like, okay, it's Clint Eastwood. He's almost 90 years old. He's playing like basically a drug mule. That was all I knew. I knew nothing else about it. Like I didn't even know Bradley Cooper was in it, and he's the second main character.
Exactly. That shocked me. Also, not Neo. What's Morpheus?
Yeah,
Uh,
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. Yes, he was in
Yeah,
the movie. Threw me off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what about Andy Garcia, who plays like the drug lord in Mexico?
Yes.
Like
Yes. Yes.
I've not seen that dude in forever.
Right. Right. That threw me off. That threw me off.
And you know who else I really like is Bradley Cooper's partner, Michael Pena.
I never
I
seen
don't know.
him.
Do you know him?
No.
He's been in a couple of movies. He always plays he never really plays like a main character. He's always like a second or
Su-
third guy, but he's been
Supporting.
in some
Yeah.
really good movies. Yeah. Um, and then also, in this movie, the girl that plays Clint Eastwood's daughter is his real life daughter.
Really.
Yeah.
Really. Okay.
Yep.
I wonder if she had those feelings for him for real. It seemed, that she played that character pretty well.
I mean, a lot of people say that he was not the best father. I mean, he had multiple wives, multiple
Yeah.
kids with ladies. I feel like maybe this was almost kind of a true like
Depiction.
maybe
Yeah.
kind of heartfelt for him.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie had a couple of themes to it though.
Yes,
That I
for
did
sure.
that I did like. Um,
Yeah, when
which is
and number was it number one being don't miss out on family by working too much.
yeah, yeah. Don't yeah, you're you don't get this time back, and you chasing
No.
money or yeah. It
Also,
definitely was that.
and I think maybe they didn't mean for this, but I kind of took this away too. Though was money does kind of buy happiness. Like he got rich, and then all of a sudden he was happier, and he reconnected with his family. Not that they
But
cared
was
about
he
each other.
happy? Yeah, was he really happy though?
Man, I think he was happy because it gave him confidence to go do stuff with his family and try to reconnect. Like, I think it gave him inner confidence.
Oh,
Like, I don't know. That's kind of just the vibe that I had from this movie. Like, I feel like maybe early on, he was too ashamed to even like try to connect with his family. Whereas later on in the movie, when he was like, "Oh, I got money. I can just kind of do whatever I want."
right, right. That's how about we talk about the movies because I got more to say about that because I did get a different
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll talk about that
depiction.
later. We'll talk about that later.
All right,
I want to go over a couple
okay.
of things before we dive into the movie really hard, though. First of all, obviously Clint Eastwood. Are you a big Clint Eastwood fan? Like me, I've loved Clint Eastwood since I can remember watching movies. Like he's my probably number one or number two actor of all time. I don't know, where does he
No,
stand on your list?
Clint Eastwood is like I think during my generation he was just always around. So
Yeah,
my grandmother I'm saying watched
yeah,
Clint Eastwood, and I'm almost 50. So my grandmother, if she was still alive, would be Clint Eastwood's age, right? So
yeah,
understand, like he's been in my household since I was, like you said, born, with the westerns and all that stuff. So I ain't gonna say he's my favorite actor, but he's a popular actor like Sean Connery. So
yeah. Sean Connery, yeah,
yeah, so he's been in in my life all my life. So
yeah.
it's the
Like,
thing.
I mean, I grew up watching him because my dad watched him, and even my grandfather
Yeah.
watched him too. So, but man, I think he's had some great movies. I cannot really name you a bad Clint Eastwood movie. This movie though, I thought it. I was like Clint Eastwood might not still have it. He's like 87 when this movie was made. Maybe I was like, I don't know how good he's gonna be, but man, he still delivers, man. Like this is
He,
still,
but you
yeah.
notice he played his role. He played when I say he played his role, he didn't try to play a younger person. He played his age. And I
Which I
think
loved.
people
I loved.
right, like he played his age, and when he played his age, it made people it made you understand like the generation gap between certain people, right? He's what 80. He said we oh is it 87?
He was 87 when the movie was made, and he was playing a 90-year-old. So yeah,
Right. So he played a 90-year-old in 20, I think the 2018, I guess. This is
2018. Yeah. Well, so it was
so
probably
yeah,
maybe 2017. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean how much stuff he didn't went through as far as this
Oh yeah.
life changes, society changes,
I mean, he
I
was
mean, I think
born.
one go
Yeah, I
ahead.
mean, he was born during World War One.
Right, right. And the things that happen because you notice he said the N word.
Yeah,
Um
dude. No,
and
but well, wait a minute now. He didn't really like. Wait now. Wait.
it was
Okay, he
he
didn't
said
say the hard.
he didn't say the hard word, but he said it. You know what I mean?
He said,
And
"Yeah." Wait
but
a
he
minute.
wasn't
Wait.
being disrespectful.
Do you want to go ahead and say it for the people that are watching? Maybe they haven't seen the movie. Do you want to say what he said?
He said Negro.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See,
Yeah,
I was like, can I say it? Like, I don't know, but
yeah,
yeah.
I say it.
So
Yeah,
what? And I've said this in other movies. I love when the characters say that because it makes it feel more authentic. Like
hmm
my grandpa I think is 94. He's he says that every once in a while. Like I mean,
right.
it was a different time.
It was a different time, and that's what I'm saying. He played his age, and he played his age to the point of um, understanding he's still in that
Yeah.
time where it was it was more acceptable and it wasn't degrading because he said it in the I'd say the
He
nicest
didn't
way
say
you
it in
can
a
say
bad.
it.
Yeah, he didn't say it
Exactly.
in a
He
bad way at
said
all. He was just in his mind.
right.
That's just what you
Say it
said back then. Like
right. But then you got to understand too. He stopped for a black family to
yeah,
help
that's what I'm
change the
saying. Yeah,
tire. Right.
yeah,
So
he's definitely not. Yeah, he's definitely not a
yeah,
racist.
exactly.
Because he
Um,
also said at one point he called the two Spanish guys beaners.
oh my God, yeah, and that kind of let you know back in the day what was acceptable and
Oh yeah.
or what was acceptable. Not saying and it's crazy, but
Oh, for
but you're
sure.
right. I like the way he used his age to
Yeah.
make the character authentic, like we talking about. He made the
Yes.
character authentic.
So I guess this leads to my other question. If a guy stopped and helped you on the side of the road and said that to you, are you going to be as nice as that guy was? Like, because the guy was like, "Hey, man, we don't like. We're just
Right,
we're people." Like,
right. You know what? You know what? I think that was the best thing to do because
yep,
if somebody were to see this movie and didn't know how to react to it and kind of understand I'm talking to a old white guy, a
yeah,
old white guy. He had Korean War on his license plate. You know
yes,
what I'm saying? So we're talking about an old person that maybe, you know, maybe just, unfiltered. He's unfiltered and
oh yeah,
he stopped. He stopped because if he felt any type of way, he wouldn't have stopped.
oh exactly, yeah,
Right. So
yeah, for sure.
yeah, but it also
Right, so
showed,
basically,
I'm sorry, and
yep,
it
no, go
also
ahead.
showed in that vein the generation of men that don't know how to do anything, um,
I
which is
mean, yeah,
horrible.
yeah, it's. I mean, I remember the first time I had to change a tire. I was like in high school, and I already was like, I
Hmm.
should know how to do this. Like,
Yeah,
so
he
now
was a
I've never
grown man with
forgotten.
a kid. He was a
Yeah,
grown man with a kid trying to find a phone signal.
yeah,
Um, like I said, there was a couple of things in this movie that kind of like, okay, I see it, I see it. There's a
yep,
couple of things in this movie, and one of the things was this phone thing. He's like, everybody's into their phone, you know. Yeah, ask. He said, ask the internet because he don't know. He said, ask Google or
yeah,
so.
yeah. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know
Yeah,
how to text. Didn't know how to even get to the
right.
numbers when he figured out how to text. No, it was great.
Yeah,
It was very. It represented, I think, the older generation very well.
right, right, exactly. Which which is good. I mean, which was good. It was a good
Yes,
depiction. I did like it. Like
absolutely.
I said, I had some. It's a lot of things in this movie that was a play on society today and how you got
Yeah.
different generations living in this one society
Hmm.
and how to navigate what that is. How to navigate it. So yeah.
For sure. So next up, he obviously becomes a drug mule because basically he's got no money, whatever. He wants to help out his family, whatever the reason. Um, would you ever be a drug mule? Like, would you ever do it?
I would know. No,
No.
not
Yeah,
enough
I don't
money
think
for
I would.
me, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I don't
not
think I would do either.
there's no risk.
I don't think I would ever do it.
The reward the reward is not worth the risk.
Yeah, it's So this was based off of a true story, though. Did you catch
I
that
saw.
right?
Yeah, I saw. Yes.
So are you going to go do more research about the true story? Because me, I think when you texted me, like maybe right before the show, I just got done watching the movie. Like literally, I just got done watching it. So I'm gonna go do after we get done with this. I'm gonna go do more research about the true story to see kind of how much the film was real, and also just
Right.
I think this is an interesting story.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised. It's not an original, meaning
No?
that this happens all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
figured that. Yeah,
yeah, not maybe not to somebody of that age. So
yeah,
I'm trying to. So there's another undertone to this movie that you may not see and you may see, and I don't know, but you know, he's an older white guy and he can uh, move across the country at his leisure with millions of dollars of cocaine or yeah, cocaine in his car.
yeah,
And he gets stopped by the police, and the police they don't see the cocaine, they see these bags though, but they give him
yeah. Oh
popcorn.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, yeah, there's such thing as towns that I don't know if you know, they call it sundown towns. I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So okay, yeah, so there's a such thing as those, and he was in the Midwest,
yep,
so there's like he got the Spanish guys got looked at for being in this town,
yeah,
and I sometimes it's if you never have been in that area or been in that world, you don't know how you can't go to these towns and just be lollygagging or
oh for
doing
sure,
whatever. You just got to know. You just got to know. But it goes both ways. and I'm just being real honest. Goes both ways. When I
Oh
mean
yeah,
as far as race, there's certain towns. If I was, if like for a white person, you probably don't want to be in this part of town. And then for a Spanish person, you probably not. Either one of us don't want to probably be in that part of town. You know, it's funny. It's not funny. It's sad that we still have to live like that. But you know, the way of the world.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was also pretty cool that at that age he was just driving basically from Texas to Illinois without GPS or anything. Like he just knows his way. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I still use GPS getting around Charlotte sometimes. Like I couldn't imagine
But,
going from Texas to Illinois without, and he's not just going the highway because he would jump off and like go eat the
right.
best barbecue sandwich, in the Midwest and, stop at these hotels and like
Made me think he
there's
was
no
a
way I could
trucker.
do that.
He was a trucker. Had to be a trucker.
Well, no, I think he just traveled around a lot. He went to a lot of conventions because of his flowers or whatever is what they
Oh yeah,
imply.
the flower. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But you know, that is true. But you do it because of convenience.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
you do it because of convenience. He likes to be on the road. He just on the road and
He
just
loves it. Yeah,
driving. Yeah, he's like it. Funny thing is, I
he's,
think Jacob said that too. He rather drive because it clears his head and you kind of get to
yeah,
see the scenery, and that's why he found the best barbecue in
yeah. Dude,
whatever
I
the
love driving.
Midwest.
Dude, I
I
love
hate
driving.
driving.
Like I'll go. Yeah, see, I would much rather drive than fly anywhere. The movie was an hour and 16 minutes. I think that was the
Yeah,
perfect length for this movie. Like I don't feel like
it
it went
was.
too long, and it definitely wasn't too short either.
Yeah, that's
Which, if
true.
you go back in time, most Clint Eastwood movies are like kind of on the longer side. Like, there's no really short Clint Eastwood movie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. No. Okay.
Uh,
Well, I mean,
so
this wasn't
basically,
too bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, no, just under 2 hours is good. I think 2 hours is usually like the mark. Anything over that, it's like this better be making a lot of sense because if not, this is
Right.
taking too long.
It got to be damn good.
Yes, yes, it's kind of like a basketball game. Like if it hits that like 2 hour and 15 minute mark, this better be an exciting game. If not,
Right.
I'm ready to
Right.
turn it
Right.
off. It costed 50 million to make, and it made 174 million.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
success. That's a success. Yeah.
That's a great success, and yes,
And
he
how
made a
much?
lot of
I
money
wonder
off
how
this
much.
movie.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that 50 million went to Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Brother. Yeah.
I mean,
Him and his
as
daughter.
the main, yeah, as the
Yeah.
main actor and the director, like he's getting
Right.
two paychecks. So you're thinking
Right.
what? At least 10 million probably he made is what I would
I'm gonna say
think.
20. I'm gonna say 20.
Yeah. So
Clint
probably
Eastwood.
35% of the budget.
Yeah, I think I think he's a A actor. I mean, I mean,
Oh, for sure.
he's a $20 million actor.
I'm thinking, if you do a Mount Rushmore of actors all time, you're putting Clint Eastwood. He's on the Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore of actors of all time.
yeah. I agree.
I mean, you
I
got to pick
agree.
four. Mount Rushmore. You got four people. One of them's Clint Eastwood. I don't know who the
Yeah,
other three would be, but he's definitely one of them.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, maybe one day
He's been doing this. Yeah, 60
Yeah, he's been doing
years.
it since the '60s. Yeah,
Yes.
I think he started in the '60s. So, and that's another good thing about him. Like, early in his career, he was the young guy. Then he was like, the 30
Yes.
year old, the 40-year old. Then he got to the '90s, and all of a sudden it's like Unforgiven. He's the old guy, but he's playing the old guy, and he's doing it. Like, honestly, I think if you just take his career from like Unforgiven to now, it's like just as good as it was in the '70s. Like when he was
Yeah.
doing Dirty Harry and all the cowboy movies.
Yeah, but yeah, but I mean, now that you say that, he plays his age in
That's what
every
I'm saying.
movie.
Yeah, and he
He
does it
plays
well.
his yeah, right, and
Yeah.
it's because he's that age. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Let's
makes
look at
sense.
the box office. Let's look at the box office for 2018. It
Okay,
opened up in December 14th weekend of 2018. It was second place opening weekend. Second place, Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse was number one. So it got
I can
beat
see
out
that.
by a Spider-Man movie. I could see that as well. Still pretty good for it to be second place, especially like right before
Right,
Christmas because basically the next movie was The Grinch. That's a Christmas movie. So
Christmas movie.
for it
Yeah,
to beat yeah, for it to beat a Christmas movie, a week before Christmas, I think is pretty strong.
Right.
So for the year of 2018, which is kind of tough because it was only in theaters for less than a month in 2018, but it did finish 49th place.
Okay.
That's pretty good for it to only
Yeah.
be out for a month.
Right. And it grossed 20 million.
100,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it netted 120 million,
yeah.
about
If
124
we
million.
move it over for 2019, where again it was only in theaters for like a couple of weeks to start the year, it finished 70th place.
Yeah.
So 2 separate years, it's in the top 100. That's pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That is.
the top five for 2018, by the way. We'll go over this really quick because I'm not sure I've seen any of these movies. But I'm sure you have, so you can tell me if they're good.
It
Number
must be a
one for
Christmas movie.
2018, no, none of them are Christmas movies. Number one was Black Panther.
Yes.
See, I
I've
never
seen
seen it.
that.
I never seen it. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I
Yeah. It was
never.
pretty good. It was pretty good.
I'm not a big superhero movie fan, and I thought that his dreads. Did he have dreads or something? I didn't think he looked cool enough, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. I know that sounds stupid, but that's literally the main reason I didn't go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good movie. It's
Yeah,
a good
I mean, a
superhero
lot of people
movie,
saw it.
and
Yeah,
it's always
and,
it's all connected. So
yeah. And number two was another superhero movie, Avengers: Infinity War.
yeah,
I don't. Yeah,
that was
never.
pretty
Yeah.
good too. They and the funny thing is they connected. So I
Oh,
think
see,
both
there
of them
you go.
Marvel. Yeah, both of them
Yeah, both of
Marvel.
them are Marvel. Yeah. The third movie for 2018 was Incredibles 2. I don't never. I don't know what the Incredibles is.
I've seen that. Yeah,
Okay. Number four was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I have seen that one actually. I lied.
I
I
think
like the
I've seen
Jurassic
that
Park
one.
ones.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that
I've
was a
seen
pretty
it.
good. And then number
Yeah, I think
five
I
was
saw
a
it.
dead. Number five was Deadpool 2, which I've never seen.
I never seen Deadpool anything.
I saw the
So
first one. It was decent, but I never saw the second one.
yeah, I never seen that. Yeah,
No. All right.
I meant to watch it. Yeah.
Are we ready to dive into our categories, or we got anything else
Yes.
to hit on?
Yeah, we can dive into our
Category time.
category.
All right,
Yep.
category time. Let's go with favorite scene. You want to start off with favorite scene?
I
I'll
probably
let
already
you.
told you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so when we talk about favorite scene, like is it scenes based on like action or scenes based on what like
I just
impactful
do which
scenes?
scene. I just do. I just judge mine off of which scene that I like focused like at the end of the movie. Which scene was I like? Oh, that was a good part of the movie.
Okay, so I like the part when it was in the Midwest eating the barbecue
Yeah.
and it's just thinking on his feet because thinking on his feet about okay he know where he at. He realized where he's at. He realized the climate
Yep.
of the situation, and he said, and maybe I don't know if I need to tell the audience. Basically, they're in probably a predominantly white town in the Midwest. They
Absolutely.
sitting in a restaurant, and people starting to look at them as they're eating. So Clint Eastwood finished eating after him and the Spanish guys were talking. He told him it was the best barbecue in the Midwest. So they go back to the car, and the cops pulled them. Cops stopped the Spanish guys at the car, and
Mm-hmm.
Clint Eastwood, who's parked right in front of him, basically understood where he was at, had his understood where he was at, and kind of told the cop, hey, that these guys was helping him move. Anything else would probably stir some more attention, but so being hired labor, and I'm not saying that's what Spanish people are supposed to be, but however, that's how they portrayed this in this movie, which was good to kind of get him off the hook.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and then he opened his trunk to some crazy amount of cocaine in his trunk, and popcorn and what else he had? He had walnuts in his trunk,
Pecans.
pecans in his trunk,
Yeah.
and the cop has this overlooked all this coke in his trunk or these duffel bags in his trunk and had these he has popcorn or something and gave the cop some popcorn
It's crazy.
to get rid of. right. And to me that was I like that because I'm sitting there like, what the hell? What's going to happen? I swear they was going to get
Oh yeah.
caught some type of way.
I
But
thought it was about
you
to go
know,
down. I thought it was about to go down.
yeah,
I was like, this is, and then, but I like that though. It was a nice little tease. No, that's a great scene actually.
yeah,
Dude, basically I got like three things to mention for my favorite scene. I like just when he sat down at the Waffle House and him and Bradley Cooper just have a conversation. Like, dude, I just like it because it's Clint Eastwood, one of the greatest actors of all time, basically just going one on one with Bradley Cooper, who I feel like doesn't get enough respect for how good of an actor he is.
right.
So it was
That's
just
true.
really cool to see. It was just really cool to see two great actors with nothing else going on in the scene, like nothing going on, just them sitting at a table talking. Like to me, sometimes that's what movies are about. Like to see two great people at their job go at
Right,
it,
right.
and I don't know. I was just, I was in it. I was like, this is awesome right now. Like this is a great part.
Yeah, right. Because I was wondering what was going to happen out of that.
Yeah,
So you do get locked in. Like, is Clint Eastwood going to tell on himself or try to get out of it?
yeah,
Yeah. But he played that part pretty daggone well. And you're
absolutely.
right.
And then another part that entertained me was just anytime that he was in his car by himself, like singing or eating an ice cream sandwich or whatever. I was just like, dude, this is. I think this is what Clint Eastwood does. Like, I think this is what he does in real life. Like, he just drives
Right.
around doing that. Also, Clint Eastwood sometimes doesn't get enough credit for how good he is with emotional scenes. Like we always think Clint Eastwood, we're like, okay, he's shooting a gun, he's a
Right.
badass, like. But I think when his wife was dying or his ex-wife, we finally get to see like this sentimental side of Clint Eastwood, and it's like this guy, this is amazing right now. Like,
Right. Right.
and I felt myself in it. I was like, wow, like this is actually kind of sad. Like, this movie just took a turn. Like, now I'm like really sad right now. Like, what's going on? But it was great
Right.
acting.
It does have you trying to relive like what am I doing? I mean,
Yeah,
both scenes though. If you talk about if you even this first scene you talked about with him and Bradley,
yeah,
um, dude, this don't miss out on your family. That was another scene. Both scenes was good for me. Not good. Both scenes were impactful for me because they do impact your family. Whatever you're doing now, and 10 years or 20 years from now, your family's going to is a direct benefit. And he
exactly.
messed it up. He messed it up.
Yeah,
So, but he tried to teach
and
somebody like, look, the work will be there.
yeah, it can be
Yeah.
there.
So,
On the flip side, did you have a least favorite scene?
um, now that I look at it, everything to me was a reason. It was
Yes.
purposeful. It was deliberately put there so you could don't forget he has a family because the family scenes was kind of sporadic for me. I'm like, why are they bringing this stuff in here? But it was put there for a reason, and the build up for how he was at the VFW and then he opened the skating ring and he was trying to be the savior for his town.
Yeah.
So the little bit of money he used to get, it was like it was all a reason why he's going back and getting this money. But then it's not like the money he was using the money for self gratification. He was using the money to help the town. But he
Mm-hmm.
liked the recognition he got though, because he got a lot of recognition being, um, you know, the flower guy in his
Yeah.
conferences and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I
No,
didn't
it's
have a least favorite thing. No.
yeah, it's very hard to pick a least favorite scene in this movie because, like you said, everyone felt impactful. Everyone felt like it moved the story. I will say the only scene really that kind of irked me a little bit, and it wasn't even like I wouldn't even say it's like a bad scene, but basically when the guy invites him to become the driver, like
Hmm.
he's at his daughter's like or
Right,
his granddaughter's birthday or whatever it was or engagement party or whatever.
right,
Um,
right.
man, that just seemed I just don't know. It was just I was like, would this really be how it would go? Like I don't know. It was just kind of like out of all the ways to get him into this, like that was it. Like he just has an argument and then some random guy at a party is like, hey, here, like I don't know. It was just kind of like that was the only part of the movie where I was like, oh man, like what a like it
What
just I don't
they did air some dirty laundry out there though. If you think about
oh
it,
100%,
because
yeah,
yeah, I mean, the only reason why you're here is because you need to be here. His his van or his truck is full of things, like he
Yeah.
had to move out somewhere. So he was just praying on somebody that needed something, and they probably needed some money. So I think
Oh
that's why the guys like was looking and just listening. You didn't help. I think he said you didn't help with anything at this point.
yeah.
Anything. And so the guy's like, oh, well, he need money. So
hmm
yeah,
No, I
it
mean I get
seems
it. It was
seems
just kind of I don't know. To me, it was just kind of like really like this is how he's gonna like. I don't know. I guess I just
this is
expected
how you get
something bigger.
into it.
It's like
Yeah.
yeah. Also though, I wish he would have just kept that old truck the whole time instead of upgrading
You
to the Lincoln.
absolutely, absolutely. I was like that old truck would have made the whole movie better. Just
Yeah.
because he driving around in his truck.
Yeah. Which what was that one movie that he had like in 2006? I think El Camino or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
El Camino. You know what the
Um.
El Camino is?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I want one.
okay.
I want one. But also you got to wonder how much did Lincoln pay to have their truck used in this movie, like because
Yeah,
they probably paid a pretty penny. Like they were probably like, oh yeah, yeah, like we want in on this movie.
right. And
Uh,
that truck got plenty of
hmm
advertising.
And if you noticed, a couple of times they zoomed in on the Lincoln like
Yes.
logo or kept it up for a second longer than needed. It was
Yeah.
great
So
camera work.
so you can know what kind of car it was.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude.
Yep.
If they don't zoom in a couple of times, I would not know just by looking at it. Like I would just be like, oh, that's a nice black truck. But luckily
Exactly.
they zoomed in, so now I know it's a Lincoln. Lincoln makes a
Right,
nice
right.
truck, so maybe I need to go buy
Yeah.
one for 25,000 or whatever it is. Did we have a favorite character, or should I just say Clint Eastwood is our favorite character?
Yes. Clint Eastwood made this movie.
Earl Stone.
He
Earl
made the
Stone is
movie.
our favorite character.
Yeah, he really made this movie. Like you said, with all the different emotions, all the different impactful scenes. This movie was basically about the mule. You know, you know he, he played the vulnerable old guy, the guy that saved the day, the family man that missed out on life, the family man. I mean the dad that tried to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
So he played a lot of roles in this movie. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Which do you? Yeah, he's definitely my favorite character too. Earl's my favorite character. I don't think there's another actor like that
right.
could have made this movie as good. Like because and here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay, Clint Eastwood's the only one that was basically the age of the character. Like he
Right.
was 3 years younger. But anybody else you put in this role would probably be somebody like in their 60s or 70s, and then it's like, okay, I'm supposed to believe that this person's like 90. Like I don't know. It's just
Oh no,
something about
I know another guy. What's the guy that played the Men in Black?
Tommy Lee
Um,
Jones.
he's about
Yeah,
that age, or he looks that age.
that would have
I mean,
been. He
he
could have
might could have
maybe
pulled it off.
maybe I've never really been a big Tommy Lee fan. I think he had his moments, but
Yeah,
it definitely still would have been a decent movie. But
yeah,
also, I was very surprised with knowing what this movie was beforehand. And after watching it, I'm surprised how many people were actually in this movie because literally you could have
yeah,
just dumped this movie down and had like four characters, and it probably
yeah,
still would have been badass.
yeah, yeah. He had some top act. I mean, even he could have done the cast down, like
Yeah,
whoever the people were. The Lawrence Fishburnes, he really didn't need Lawrence Fishburne because I know there
exactly.
was some money. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lawrence
and
Fishburne, Bradley
that's
Cooper, he didn't need Bradley,
yeah. Well,
but Bradley played a good. He played a good part,
I think
but he
you need that role because he gets arrested, and I think it just made sense to have it as a big time like that. I feel like you needed a big time actor in that role. But you're
okay.
right though. With Lawrence Fishburne, you could have just picked almost anybody to play that role.
Yeah, yeah. He was. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
So that leads me though. Do we have a least favorite character, or are we just going to say that we're upset that like Lawrence Fishburne wasn't used enough? And I think Michael Pena, who played Bradley's partner, I'm upset they bring him in and barely use him. Like to me, you have Lawrence Fishburne and Michael Pena. I think they needed they each needed a scene where they're like the main guy, and we never had
They're
that.
doing something right. Right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. So yeah,
and
you're
just
right.
also the same thing with the
The
daughter's
drug
husband
lord.
and the The drug lord too.
Oh,
The daughter's
yeah,
husband and the granddaughter's husband or whatever. Like we never really got a big scene with them. The drug lord, yeah, Andy Garcia. Like you have Andy Garcia, like
right.
barely
Yeah,
used.
barely used, and he dies. Yeah,
Which, by the
barely used.
way, I should have added that to my least favorite scene because he gets killed just so random. Like, could we not have had like a build up to that? Like, could we not have had like
You can see
an
somebody here
argument or
taking
something?
over. Yeah, well, you can
Yeah,
see them try to take over or something. You're right. Yeah.
it was just very, very quick. Let's go on to the next category. Well, normally we talk about a sequel or prequel. It's not going to happen with this movie. But are you surprised that they have not made this into a TV show?
No. Yes. I mean, I'm not surprised, but and the only reason I ain't making it to a TV show is because I got so many TV shows like this, or some kind of
That,
rendition of
yeah,
Mule. Somebody's transporting drugs everywhere, so it would have to be real unique. And there's no uniqueness with drugs. Drugs either you money, um, death, and
yeah.
prison.
Yeah,
Those are basically the three things.
I'm okay with them not touching this movie at all. Like, we don't need any. Like, this is a one-off, one-time deal. They did it perfectly. They couldn't have done this any better. So yeah, this is one of the rare moments in our show where I'm like, I don't need a sequel or a prequel. Normally, in this category, I'm like, yeah, I want to see something, but not this time.
The only thing I really want to see, but you said that we probably got to research it. Um, is he took all the weight. He took the whole weight for the drugs and everything.
Yeah,
Like so now what happened to the cartel guy? Like the nephew or the son, whoever the guy was in the family, the handler. I just want to see what happened to them. Like, did they get locked up? Did they get in trouble?
yeah. I do wish that they
And
had like a post-credit scene or something where they were like, here's what happened to these people because I do want to know. Like that's another reason why I want to look up the story.
right, and the snitch. Like he
Yeah.
he had so much information. Like, how did he get that much information? Like, he had too much information.
Oh, for
So
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. They could have told us at the end like what happened to all these people, but it was this
yeah,
movie. It was just about the mule, and
you're right,
they they lived it up because probably 80% of this, 85% of this movie, he's in it. Like, how
right,
many scenes were there without the mule in it? Five.
right, right. And those were just scenes to kind of set it up for
Yeah, they were quick
him.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
Let's talk about
yes.
another category here. Nudity. We actually had a little bit of nudity there. I don't know if you caught it, but
I did. Oh,
we did.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
caught it.
Um,
Come on.
I mean, Clint Eastwood having a threesome. Like, who would have thought that in
Well, you saw he
2018?
like what he likes women. So in the
Oh yeah,
movie
he does.
it kind of showed you he liked the women. So
Well, he bought the two hookers at one point at the hotel.
right. I don't know how much he was doing, what he was doing, but at least
Yeah,
if he didn't do anything, he tried.
bro. I mean, hey, you know what? He's living the life, though. I mean, at that point,
Right.
like, I mean,
Nothing.
and that goes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, like, have you ever seen? Did you ever see Office Space, the movie from the '90s? Did you ever see Office Space?
if I have, it's been a
Jennifer
while.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston's in it. Anyways, basically they're trying to steal money from. They work an office job and they're trying to steal money from the company. And he asks his neighbor, "Hey, what would you do with $1 million?" And he says, "Man, I would do two chicks at the same time." Like so,
Yeah.
yeah. And I feel like that might be the truest statement ever said by any male character in any movie ever because Clint Eastwood proves that's what he does with $1 million or
Yes.
whatever, however much. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely did
Yes.
not expect, though. I definitely did not expect that scene where the girl, like, I thought he was going to have a heart attack. Literally did not expect just like
Right.
him
It was
basically. I was like, wow,
But
okay.
it was a good scene. It wasn't too
Oh,
trashy
100%.
though. Some
None.
scenes sometimes those scenes go get too much, but it wasn't too bad. They cut the lights off. They
Yeah.
showed
No, it
some,
was perfect.
breasts. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
And Clint Eastwood always going to have a pretty lady with him in a movie. Like, that's just, think about it.
Right.
Pretty much every Clint Eastwood movie, he gets the girl or already has a pretty lady with him.
Right.
It's the yeah. what
It's
all
the
the
Clint
big time
Eastwood way.
actors do. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So
So,
basically, which actor is the winner of the movie for you?
Clint Eastwood.
Please would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, Stone. Edward Stone, Ed Stone, whatever.
Yeah, Earl. Earl.
Earl Stone. Yeah,
Yeah.
Earl.
Yeah.
Earl's the actor.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, Earl's the actor.
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood kills it, man. Like I said, I wasn't expecting him to do that good being that age. I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. Like, there's got to be. Uh, you know how athletes, they have a drop off at some point because of age. Like you
Yeah.
would think that acting would have maybe the same effect at some point, but
See,
man,
but
Clint.
that's because again, Clint is playing. So, like I said, every character he plays somebody his age he can relate to. So he can
Oh yeah,
speak. He can speak
yeah,
90 because he damn
yeah,
near 90. So it's
yeah.
it's it's
And that's
good.
and that's what I said earlier. I think part of it's just him playing himself because I could see him driving around singing these old songs. I could see him,
Yep.
I could see him talking to black people or Hispanic people like he did in the movie, like,
Yeah.
in a nice way, but, saying things that people said 70, 80 years ago that was okay.
Right.
That's not okay now. Well, even then it
No.
wasn't
No. No.
okay, but, it was,
Yeah. Right. Right. It was
yeah,
acceptable. It was just, it's accepted in society. So yes.
yeah. I'm going to give
Yeah.
it,
It's
so Clint Eastwood gets the trophy for this movie, but I will say Bradley Cooper killed it also. Like, I really don't think he gets enough credit, dude. Like, I'm waiting for him to have another big. It's about time for him to have another big movie soon. I think.
yeah. The movie I really remember him on is the memory movie. That I forgot the name of it.
The Hangover.
Uh, that too. And the one he took the pill for, took the
Oh
drug,
yeah, we
and
did that
he
movie. We did that movie. Yeah, Limitless. No, did we do that movie?
we
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 didn't
didn't,
do.
we didn't do Limitless. We did a movie something like Limitless. We did
Yeah,
Lucy.
we did. Yeah.
We did
Oh
Lucy.
yeah, Limitless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a good movie. He played the hell out of that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Bradley's
So
a great actor, like I said, and I think he killed it in this movie too. Like,
yeah,
how much,
and Hangover.
probably
Yeah,
yes, how like to be picked because Clint Eastwood basically picked him for that role. Like
right,
that's got to mean something because Clint Eastwood's not going to have some nobody, go one on one with him in a movie.
right. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you pick the actor that's gonna compliment you or that they respect. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
So bravo to Brad. Is there anything we're missing about this movie? Is there anything we haven't mentioned yet?
No, no. I think we hit on all cylinders with this movie. It was just a good. It was a good movie. If I had to rate
Agreed.
it, I'd probably give it about a
Yeah.
4.2.
That was the
You know,
next question I was going to say. Between
yeah,
1 to 5, what are you giving it? I'm giving it a 4.
yeah. Um, I did like the movie. I'm gonna say 4.2, 4.2. Like I said,
Yeah, I
yeah,
liked it. I
yeah.
liked it a lot, man. I thought this movie was great. If people at home are wondering, I will say I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix right now. Definitely recommend that you watch it. The only other movie, by the way, that we have done that I have rated a 4 star was The Karate Kid, by the way. So I'm putting this on the same level as The Karate Kid.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Clint Eastwood, that was a good. I have to say, this was a pretty decent movie. At first, I was like, Mule. I already knew we was going at, and then
Yeah.
when it first started off, I'm glad it gave that context of what he was and how he was doing because at first I was like, maybe it's the wrong thing. Maybe it's not the mule, not a drug mule.
Dude, I was thinking
So
this. Yeah. Literally the first probably 5 or 6 minutes of this movie, I was like, what? I was like, this is not going right.
right,
And, but yeah, it takes off though. Literally, like the last hour and a half is just amazing.
I was sitting there like, how they gonna introduce drugs to this dude? Like you said,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. That was good. He felt right. He fell right into the hype of all this, the
Oh
money.
yeah.
And yeah,
Oh,
so
big time. Big
yeah,
time.
I
No,
can
it was
see
a
it.
great movie. Clint Eastwood killed it again. Where do you think this is like a top 10 Clint Eastwood movie? Where do you put this in Clint Eastwood movies?
I have to actually recall all my Clint Eastwood movies. I mean, I remember I remember bits and pieces. I haven't seen the Clint Eastwood movie in a while.
Yeah.
It
We
was
got
funny when you said something about Clint Eastwood. We talked about it. Talked about the next movie.
yeah, it was yeah, I probably haven't watched a Clint Eastwood movie in a while. I mean, basically all the classics, all the cowboy ones I've already seen 20 times a piece, and all the newer
Yeah,
ones, I've seen, but I haven't like rewatched a bunch of times yet. So I
right.
don't know.
You
I'll
know,
definitely watch one again though soon.
yeah, but because you get different perspective based on age, right? You know, because now
Yeah.
that you're a little older and you look at some of these movies, like I look at some of the movies of the 80s and even sitcoms of the 80s and judge their performance. Like you had to know how to act back then as
Oh yeah.
compared to now. So now all you got to do is be popular.
Yeah.
Back then you had to actually know how to act. There was like those laughing scenes, like those jokes, those are like real. They really
Yeah.
put effort into the actual script. It's not a script wasn't trash. It's sometimes some of these scripts be trash. And
Oh yeah. And
people like it. I'm like, why do you like this crap?
that's another reason why like I'm always skeptical when I pick a newer movie for us to watch, because I'm like, man, I don't know
Right.
what to expect, because like you said, like most, like honestly, like I don't see too many newer movies being better than this one. Like, and by newer I mean like the last 10 years. Like
Right, right.
I
I
don't,
get it. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
but also I mean
Yeah.
most of them are superhero movies that I just don't watch. So there's that too.
Yeah, because I don't know, they seem like they're just trying to remake these movies just to make some money. But
Yeah,
and they're gonna get some money because of this Superman would never die. And I'm sure we're gonna
yeah,
have Superman for the next 100 years.
yeah. Same with Spider Man
You
and
know,
Batman.
right. Saying Spider-Man, Batman. I don't know how
Yeah,
many Batman movies we need to watch or they
dude.
need
I
to
feel like,
remake.
have we had a new one every year for like the last 5 or 6 years now? I feel like.
It seems like it. It seems like there's a bunch of Batman movies. There's a Batman show. There's a Superman show.
Yeah,
It's just but something that's kind of really original or just it's like these new movies, these new movies just revamp stuff, and then the script is worse. I haven't seen the
agreed.
script is yeah. I don't know.
No,
It's not yeah.
this was definitely one of the better movies that I think you'll see. James, any last words on the Mule?
Nothing else. Go see it. Go
Perfect,
see it.
perfect.
Yeah,
We'll be back. We'll do this again next week. Pick another movie.
yeah. We can pick. I don't know the movie just yet, but we're gonna pick something off the top 10.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good way for us to do it, I think, because
Right.
it's something that obviously people are watching for the moment. So obviously
And
people want to hear us talk about it.
right, and it's easy to view because it's on Netflix top 10. So when I go search
Exactly.
for it on Hulu or something plus plus.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So Filmless Literature. Follow us on YouTube. Hit like, hit subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Let us know
right.
what you think. Suggest a movie. It doesn't matter. Do whatever. Tell us how awesome we are. Whatever y'all want to do. James, last
Right.
words, buddy.
Be there, be square.
That's right.
Keep watching.
I like it. And
All right.
we'll check you later, guys.
All right.